Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how I made my Calder-esque cat here. I'll show you my little face here. These were the legs, and I sort of had it this way and balancing. So I'm going to go through this process step by step. So again, relatively simple design. Let's start with your paper, folding it in half again. This one you're going to want to use some kind of I'm using an old folder here because it's thicker. If you have cardstock construction paper, you can try it, but I did not have success using construction paper with this particular thing. The paper was just too thin to stand up. So I have an uneven edge here. I don't know if you can see that when I folded this. So I'm just going to cut along this and trim off the extra, because it is important that you have a straight level line for the bottom so that it'll stand up. If it's crooked or uneven, then your sculpture is going to be crooked and uneven. Okay, so the first thing, I guess I should draw this on here. I usually just sort of go for it when I'm doing things like this, but I'm going to draw sort of a half a rainbow shape there. And then coming in the other way, I'm going to do another half a rainbow shape, but I'm going to stop about this far and then go up for its body. So it's kind of a, you get that closer, sort of a rainbow shape with a little top to it, okay? And these are going to be its legs. These are going to be its legs, and then this little top piece that I'm cutting here is going to be what holds its body, or the parts that attach the head and the tail. Okay, so first you do like that, and then coming across the middle, because there's 4 legs, not 2, I'm going to do another cut and a stop. Let me see, let me fold this over to here. Try to get like a straight line. Yeah, that's kind of a straight line there. That's just so you know when to stop cutting. And you want this and this to be as even as possible. The widths of the legs, you want them to be the same. Again, it helps with the balance. If you think of a scale, if things are the same on one side as they are on the other, it will be balanced. Or if you have one large thing, like in a lot of Calder's mobiles, balanced against a bunch of small things, that also helps. But so those are the cuts there. Now this will be the body. And again, if you'd watched any of the other videos, you know that if we fold one way, the other way, those will be its front legs. And then in the back, do the opposite. So those are its back legs. So you can kind of see those are the 4 legs. And this is the part where we're going to stick the kind of stem piece to attach the head. And I'm going to make a slit here, right down the middle where that fold was, so that I have a place to insert that stem piece for the body. So I'm going to use my scrap. So I had this from when I cut out that rainbow shape on the legs. Now this is way too big of a head for this body. I mean, if you want to have a bobblehead cat, you could leave it like that. But then you'd also have to make just as big a tail, because otherwise it won't balance. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller just by trimming the line. And then to me, that kind of already looks like a cat. You just sort of have to come down for the ear and go across. We're going very simple with this. It doesn't have to be realistic looking. So I'm going to cut here and then turn and go up to the corner for the ear. And there's my cat head. And of course you can draw or collage on the face afterwards. But from the chin, so to speak, up right on that fold, I'm going to make a cut. All right, that is how I'm going to attach that stem piece that goes across from the head to the tail. And again, using my scraps, I'm going to cut just along this straight edge. I'm just going to make one strip. Again, you kind of want to cut that line even. And that's going to serve as, when I slide this in here, that'll be the head. But I'm going to also just make a little snip there. That's sort of that slot technique that we use in the cardboard thing station. And that'll be its nose. So what you can do, if you don't like that kind of sticking out there, once you have it, you can always fold it back and then cover it by gluing like a pink nose on there for your cat. Okay, so here's my cat head on the stem. It's going to fit into the body this way through the slit that we made here. And now I have to balance it by putting a tail on this end. Okay. So I'm not going to cut the slit in here yet because I'm going to wait until I get the tail on there. And then once I get the tail, I'm going to be able to move this back and forth till I get it to balance. I'll mark with a pencil as to where it's balanced, and then I'm going to cut my slit there. For right now, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to cut out a tail for my cat out of my scraps here. Let's see. Kind of a curly cat tail. Right now I'm just kind of guessing. I have no idea how long this thing is supposed to be. I guess I could have planned it out, but I like to just sort of make it up as I go along sometimes. I find that sometimes I just work better that way. Makes it easier to sort of solve the problems, I think, as you go along. All right, so there's my tail. There's my cat head on a stick. I'll slide this in here. Now, just the same, this, I want it to be, I kind of want to touch the ground. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that it's long enough to touch the tabletop. And I'm kind of pinching with my fingers where it hits that stick. See how they cross right there? That way I'm going to know where to cut that slit from the bottom up, but not all the way through, just like we did with the cat head at its chin. So I know where this can hook onto this body here. And again, make a little slit about halfway there so that these pieces really hold together. Now you can always, if you'd like, add glue to get these things to line up and stay put better. But for right now, I'm just I'm not gluing anything in place until I know it can stand up and work. Okay, so right about, see how when I let go, the head goes down? that means I need to slide this back a little bit. Now it's going up a little bit. Like I said, is just sort of play with it until you get it about the way you want it. Now there, that's holding perfect. So like I said before, I'm going to pinch the top and see if you can flip it, and I'm going to make a little mark in the body there because that's where it was balanced. So when I take this off, I can see where I marked it with my pencil. Make a little slit. And now when I slide it in here, it'll stay better without having to use glue. If I can get it in there. Oh, there we go. Okay. Turn it back, and there. Now my little cat sculpture is standing up. Let me try to turn the camera so you can see it better. It's kind of hard to do this with one hand, but so that's sort of the cat sculpture. Got kind of turned around, but there you go. And then you can put, you know, your eyes on here and decorate it however you'd like. But it stands up on its own, just like Calder's sort of sculpture. Sorry, not the best handiwork with my video skills. It's a lot easier when I'm at school than I'm trying to do this at home. But anyway, one way you could do it would be a fun sculpture to try. And like I said, this one was just, you do need to use something a little bit thicker than just construction paper, some cardstock, but I didn't need glue, just a pencil and scissors, and then you can decorate it and color it however you'd like. Can't wait to see you guys cat sculptures if you choose to check this out. You could also cut and see maybe make a dog or some other kind of animal.